Hey, welcome guys, and in this video I'm going to be doing after here is not about curves or anything of that nature, but what a curve is one of these, and we will have handles. Now this one right here I did not write, and I am planning on doing a tutorial on how to use this curve to do UI, not UI, but AI behavior, like to move to a certain point and then go back. I'm currently making that for my Patreon campaign and stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, there is content for you guys. And just a reminder, Patreons get all the scripts written for them. They get them exactly the way that I have them, line for line, plus with extra comments, of course. And I wouldn't mind getting a GiveBroad account going if needed, where people can do a one-time $5, get all the scripts from the tutorials with the current updated version and things like that. So if you guys are currently liking that, so that you guys don't have to sit and write the script out or watch, then that is fine. But I encourage you to watch because you will learn. And later, I hope to make sure that you guys have a nice parkour system with this, because this is not the first time that I've used curves. The parkour system that I have, that I did a video on a long time ago, used curves. And on my bigger computer up there at that got recently stolen, I had the videos all recorded for this. I had over 100 videos for FPS, good stuff. I mean, from wall running to parkouring and other types of tutorials. And I hope to get all that tutorial stuff recorded and back to you guys. So, and the thing about this is I hope you enjoy the next video that comes right after here, because this is a two-part video. The next part of this video will go over asset bundles for content, because of people commented and emailed me a lot of questions about asset bundles again. So I decided to remake it and make it a lot more detailed. I think I even spent like a lot more time on this video, so there should be a lot more details that will answer any of your questions. So please watch the whole thing, because there is good information in there. And a likelihood, a lot of the email responses that I get from that video from watching, the things that I'm doing in that video are because of you guys' responses and questions. And there's a mountain of them, and sometimes they're all the same questions, so I felt that it would be better just to answer them all in a big old video. So thank you very much, and please like, hit subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching my channel. And yeah, just we're gonna start our I hope you guys enjoy the asset bundle tutorial, and thank you. And here's your video. Yeah, welcome guys to another tutorial. Now in this tutorial I'll be going over my lovely asset bundles for content. And the reason for it was I got a few comments and a few emails from you guys, and you did not understand how to use them. So I am going over them again differently a little bit, but also so that people understand and You guys' comments makes me a better, it pushes out better videos, and it tells me how to become a better content creator. So I thank you for your comments. So as for this, we are going to go over asset bundles again, because they're not hard. They're just like any other object. Okay, object oriented stuff. So it's not that bad. And we have our simple asset script again, which I put a string asset name bullet. Now this URL is for a file that's not in the project, and it is directly given to you like this so that you can actually just use a WW class. So if you were downloading something or getting it from another file location, you could do it. But you have to realize, if you're doing it from the internet, you cannot use file. You'll use http// okay? And this is the most important thing. You cannot use Dropbox and Google Drive to get your asset bundles into your game. And the reason for it is Google Drive and Dropbox do not give you a direct link to the file that you want to download. They give you an HTML link so that you can download a file off their server. That is, and the reason for that is so that you're not using files to do something you're not supposed to be doing with their servers. Okay, it's to keep their bandwidth a lot more down, so they can give like content to people, you know, downloadable, shareable links and stuff like that for next to nothing, instead of having all their bandwidth used because you're using it to download content for your game or some other like thing entirely. So this right here would have to change to an HTTP extension, you know, like you would in your browser, to go to the internet and actually have a server address to directly to the file. It will work that way, okay? Because I've tried it and everything else I would show you, but I think this would be more appropriate for this tutorial. If you want to know how to download stuff off servers and stuff like that, I'm sorry, but this is not the channel for you. This is for gaming and stuff like that, not web development. So I just want to put that out there. And this is an array here, normal array of game objects, and we have a regular tank, okay? And I put a public field for this. You can't drag an asset bundle into it, but it will show you for debugging purposes our actual creation thing, you know. Hey, we actually got the bundle. This is what's going on. Now, for the next part, the actual code, and we'll go over this. The code for building asset bundles. Building asset bundles requires an editor script. This must be in the editor folder and spelled correctly, as in editor. Not Unity editor, just editor with a capital and stuff like that. Now these are static methods that are called with the asset. Okay, we put them in a class and we can call these directly. Now, to build asset bundles and to work with asset bundles, you have to build the asset bundle for the exact platform that you are building out to. If you're building it for the 64-bit operating system on iOS, you have to build it for that. If you're building it for the non-64-bit Windows, you have to build it for that. And each platform has a specific build target. Build target 64, non-64, operating system, the operating system. Okay. for build pipeline, we do dot build asset bundles application. This is the string that it's going into. This is where this will build out to. Now you could probably do some fancy stuff where it automatically uploads to your server or something like that from a small W class or something, but I'm not going to go over that because it goes beyond this tutorial channel is supposed to be anyway. But this is just a string extension thing, application, streaming assets, and you have to have the slash here so that it goes inside the streaming assets folder. And asset building options, I always put none, but there is other things that you can put in there for compression, complete assets. You can look them up in the documentation just fine, but I always just put none. Okay, because I don't need them to be compressed and everything else. Ugh. Now, this is the important part, the build target. Why does it do that? It always does that for me. The build target here, I put standalone. This is for the 32-bit. And this is where you would do your extension for iOS, phone, PS4, all that. This will tell the asset bundle, hey, build to whatever you're building to. Mine is standalone, just a normal standalone, non-64. Now there is a 64-bit one. That's for the 64-bit Windows. Okay. And that is how you build the asset bundles in itself from code. Now, to actually build the asset bundle itself, we have to go back into the editor. Okay. And inside the editor, we have to specify what we want in the asset bundle. So if we want this gun to be here, we go down here to asset bundle right here, and we put it in our little FPS scriptable or whatever you called it. You can make a new name for it, and you would go up to here and you would build the asset bundle. Click the button, it'll start building, and there you go. It builds it out to you and puts it into your streaming assets. And just to prove it works, I will build the asset bundle, and we will get all these scripts, stream asset bundles and such. Okay, I don't know why it did the streaming, but whatever, it's okay. And I'm just going to delete these because I don't need them. And that is our asset bundle thing. Okay, so to build them out, there we go. Now, for our asset bundles, our script right here, I will just open it up and do this swappy do. Okay, now asset bundles, simple assets. Okay, I have an asset bundle thing just for debugging purposes. You could probably do a temp variable and stuff like that for it, but I want this asset bundle variable to stick around. Okay, and I put a string in here for the file extension, you know, slash whatever, you know. It's a simple target for basically a file, you know. It's just a location, no big deal, from a WW class. Very easy to do, and this has to be in an enumerator because we're doing a yield return. We're doing a return type. We're returning WW, and our asset variable is equal to downloaded, and then we put asset bundle. Because we downloaded an asset bundle, we had to put the extension right here. Now, if we did something like this, get clip, it would not be correct because we're downloading a bundle. Okay, and there's bits, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do with a W class, not just asset bundles. But I'm not going over every variation because there's a lot of them. Okay, now we don't need this stuff, okay, because I was just going to debug it and stuff like that, but decided not to. Now, our Go object is going to be an array of objects. See, I know my asset bundle is nothing but game objects, and it's an array. A asset bundle will return an array of whatever's in it, okay? If you have an array of game objects, if you have just the asset bundle itself. Now, if there's something else in there, like you have game objects, then you have one texture, I believe it will throw an error on you, and it will not work. Your asset bundle loading will not work probably that way. Which is fine, because this next method is, we know this is a tank, and this is how you can directly load an asset out of our bundle. If you have a bundle that has multiple game objects, multiple textures, and everything else, and we will do an example of this when I get to developing our shooter more, because we'll have a weapon and it'll have multiple textures, and you know, we'll just do an asset bundle for each weapon, and then it'll have textures and bullets and all that stuff. So we'll give a prime example of that. But in our tank, it's a game object, so we do the typecasting of a game object, an asset dot load asset. Load asset is requiring a string, like so. Okay, and it requires a string. There's other things, okay, given the type from the bundle and that stuff, but I'm just calling it directly with a string. And you could do this very easy, okay? And I know there's an asset called T1, which is our tank 1 from our tower defense project. That's where I'm getting the bundles from. A completely different project, okay? And these coroutines are nothing, but I wanted to show you this asset unload. I put this true. If you use asset unload equals true, it will unload the asset bundle. So you cannot go like asset dot instantiate whatever again, because it will not work, because the bundle doesn't exist because you unloaded it. So naturally you'd have to load it back up again, and you'll do code for that. Okay, you'll basically do this code again and load up your asset bundle again. But this call will unload it. If you type true, it will keep the objects that you instantiated from the bundle in memory. It will not destroy all the objects that are inside the bundle. If you type false in here, it will delete everything that's inside the bundle that it created and all that stuff. Everything from the bundle will be just wiped out of memory. It'll go, hey, I'm unloading everything from the asset bundle, including the objects that you instantiated in it. So, which might be good for you, okay? See, if you had a weapon and you made it destroy itself or something like that, well, you could use that right there to destroy the weapon, okay? And everything that it created, like the textures and everything else. It could be one destroy call. So there is usefulness to it, okay? Don't mark it out as like, this is a useless call. Don't do it, okay? Because that is exactly, it's wrong, okay? Trust me, it's wrong. So it is this way. So we are done explaining this part. Okay, so we're going to go into the Unity again. Okay, and in Unity, remember, we're loading the asset bundle named bullet. Okay, That's what that's for. And I want to get tank out of there. This is that file extension stuff that I was talking about. Okay, it's just a file location that's on my hard drive somewhere in this location. Okay, and if you're doing files, you must have it written file with small letter, dot dot, slash 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 3 times, not 2 or 1 or something. And if you're going from a web server, like you have your own web server and you actually have the file location, you do the HTTP equivalent. Okay, so if we hit play here, or in our play function, you will clearly see that our asset bundle loaded game object here in this array. It loaded bullet, enemy bullet, new sprite, tank, T1, T2, T3, and our single object that we wanted from the bundle, just one specific thing, we got T1. Okay, so we've got basically everything that we actually needed, okay, from the asset bundle, right? And the asset bundle is still around right here in the file. Our little public variable, it's still around. So even though we have this here like this, we can still call up stuff. We don't have to use this array. We can use a single string and just keep instantiating stuff from the asset bundle. Now, you're probably looking at the console and going, I got some errors here. Well, here's the thing. Asset bundles do not bundle up scripts. The scripts are specific to your project and they have to be inside the project. You cannot stream in and use bundles for your scripts and stuff. Okay, scripts is no go. All right. So when we have our bullet script, hey, it's missing a reference script. It's missing. And that's what all this is missing scripts, because this isn't our tower defense project. So the scripts don't exist in the project. Okay. So I get warnings, and if I instantiate these, they don't do anything because the scripts aren't here. So in our tower defense project, we could use our asset bundles to stream in new game models and stuff, but we can't stream in scripts. The scripts are specific to our project. They have to be rebuilt into a standalone and all that good stuff. So we cannot do that. But if we go into here, now if I do click on the button, unload, you will see that if it will, yeah. Is it not going to? It's probably not going to do it. Okay, that's fine. It takes a while to force it to do something. Now look. Because we typed in that true, our asset bundle is now, I think I told you guys this in reverse. Our asset bundle is missing, and all the game objects are missing. Okay. So what happened? Well, let's go in the code. Okay. And in our code here, our button is actually pushing to do the stop code. Now, I put in true here, right? So unloads all assets in the bundle. So it unloaded everything from memory. So if we type in false here, it should not unload everything from memory. Okay? So we go back into Unity and let it do its compiling stuff, and as soon as it's done compiling, these warnings are for the curve stuff, and it's for another tutorial that I plan on doing, is having our enemy move on a curve and have no actual AI behavior, no nav mesh, no nothing like that. They just move on a curve instead. No pathfinding, so that we can gain a lot of performance. So when we hit start again, our asset bundle should, load up. That's no surprise. And we get these warnings because the scripts aren't there. But if I hit load again, watch what happens. Takes a while to do this, actually. I think it has something with the refresh rate of the actual Unity editor when it does this. Now, look, our asset bundle is missing. It's actually missing. It's no longer in memory. It just gone, right? Well, we still have our game objects. They weren't unloaded. Okay, so we went into the bundle, we took game objects out of it, then we unloaded the bundle. Because we don't need the bundle no more because we have got the game objects. Okay. Sounds legit, right? I mean, yeah, okay. So it did all this, and it done it from a file location that's not even inside of the project. Okay. So it streamed all that memory and everything inside and done its job just the way it was supposed to. Now, you'll see these item buttons and everything. This is for our other project, not this one. And this is our curve thing. This is an asset that's on the asset store because I didn't want to do a video on how to make a curve, or as the other expression that's used is a spine. And all a spine is game object points, okay, that you're moving along. It's actually quite easy, but I didn't want to just go make this script because it takes time in explaining. Something like this would probably take me about 2 hours to explain, but like 20 minutes to write. So it's kind of like, why should I explain it to you when you can go download it for free and then use it and explain how to use it for something? You would have less time in it than, it's kind of like a shortcut thing, but it gives like content to you guys at a fraction of the time, because no one wants to sit there and watch a video for like 2 hours explaining how to do curves, handles, and stuff like that in the scene. Okay, no one's gonna want that. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna want me to explain how to make one of these. Okay, you're not. But if you stay in tune and everything, I will be showing you how to use this curve to get AI to move along the path and to get our character in a first-person shooter to do parkour stuff, like climb up a wall and move along a wall, stuff like that. Maybe even run up against the wall, like just wall run. Yes, that's my plan, and I am currently developing everything that's needed for that type of tutorial. So, like I said, if you guys would like to you know, subscribe and like and everything else, then you know that's your deal. And I appreciate your support on Patreon, on YouTube, and on Twitch. So thank you very much, and I am going to let you go on here. So I want you guys to take care and be cool. You know, take her easy. And thank you for your comments and all the support. So this is War, and he is out.